Hello, guys. Welcome back. It's me, Sherman.
And Mia Maya.
All right, so we're gonna pick up. We said we were gonna be more consistent. I think we're doing it now. We're giving you another episode a week later. So this is Amaya's reign. I'm gonna let her take charge of this podcast. Let you know what we're talking about. But I guess you want to know if there's been any updates. There hasn't been any updates from my perspective. The election is less than like 30 days
Like 30
away.
days away. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very
so that's
scary.
here in America. And you
Hmm.
have between, the two candidates, the Republican and the Democrat. And then if you're other, there are all the other candidates you can vote
Yeah.
for on the ticket. But
And,
let's be
the House,
honest.
Senate, and all that.
Yeah, of course. So, Amaya, I'm going to let you take it over because this is your
Hmm.
baby and your
Of
topic.
course. Yes. I mean, I want to first say that I don't know about you, but I am having a lot of anxiety around this election. Just every day I wake up and it hits me, and I get a little nervous. But hopefully that feeling will go away with good news in
Okay.
about 30 days. I just
Hopefully.
wanted to add that in. So yes, my topic today is about division of labor within relationships. So I want to do kind of like a deep dive into my personal relationship and your personal relationship, of course, and some of the things I've seen women talk about online and in person, like from a lot of women that I've talked to, and you know, even my mom, for example. So I think that it's so interesting how we all have different relationships. Like your relationship is not going to look like anyone else's in
Hmm.
every single aspect, but so many women have a lot of the same complaints. And so I think that it's interesting that that issue has not been resolved, or whatever those issues are have not been fixed yet. So first, I want to get started off talking about my personal relationship with how we kind of divide labor up within my household. And we, I think we have a pretty good split. I am home more, so I do take on more of the household duties, but Armin does participate in the household duties, which I know a lot of women don't agree with, or men don't even agree with doing. Um, like for example, he does take the trash out. That's the main manly
Hmm.
chore. He does all the laundry. So he like puts it in the washer, takes it out, hangs it up to dry, and then I take the clothes and iron it and put it away. And we'll do the dishes similar to that way. Like he might unload it and then I'll reload and hand wash and things like that. And so we're pretty good about swapping off our duties. And I feel like he's a really attentive husband, and he tries to make sure that he is pulling his weight within the household duties, because we both live in this home and we both want it to look nice, and we don't want the other partner to get overwhelmed with all the things that you have to do, because you have to all constantly sweep, mop, take the
Hmm.
dog on walks and things like that. So we try to make sure, and we pick up where the other one isn't. So it's like today I might be feeling 100%. I can do everything. I'm superwoman. And then the next day I can be feeling like I'm at 20, and he's going to pick up and be that 80% that I need. And so I know that not everyone has that relationship. And that's where a lot of these complaints are coming from, is just a lot of women feeling unseen in their
Hmm.
relationships. And unsatisfied. So I don't know how it is for you guys, because you're both men. So the normal division of labor isn't there. Like unless one of you
Okay.
guys want to take on, like, oh, I'm gonna be a housewife and do that, which I don't think that is what your relationship is.
Hmm.
So how does that look like being in a gay relationship marriage
Okay.
situation?
So for me and with us, it's just very different. So to be fair, I'm gonna be 100% honest because I know I'll get called out on it, especially if he listens to this podcast and he'll be like, "Oh, you fucking lied," At the beginning when we first moved in, I was not pulling my weight. He
Hmm.
was doing a lot of the cleaning, a lot of the upkeep. He liked to say I straighten up. I don't clean, I straighten up,
Hmm.
but I do clean. Like I
Yeah.
I wipe down counters, I spray the counters with like Clorox and stuff.
Hmm.
But like I think it's culturally different because my
Yeah.
my mom would casually clean and make sure the house was presentable. It wasn't dirty clothes laying around and stuff.
Right.
But we would always do like a deep cleaning, like doing a
Mm-hmm.
season change, like like
Yes.
spring cleaning, fall
Yeah.
cleaning. Like you prepare for the next season to come in, so you do that deep cleaning where you take stuff out, you go under the
Mm-hmm.
bed, you vacuum everywhere. That's kind of my
Right.
thing. But he likes to like clean like semi deep all the time, and I'm just like, no, like as long as
I'm
you
not doing
dishwasher,
that.
yeah. I was like, I'm not. I'm not. I do it now, but back
Yeah.
then I
He
was just
straightened
kind
you
of
up.
yeah. Back then I was just kind of like I'm a man. I don't really got to be all that detail, but I know it has nothing to do with like sex, like
Yeah, it doesn't.
whatever. But so I'll just say we do split it. Like I do my own laundry, and then sometimes
Mm-hmm.
his clothes will get thrown into mine, or I'll see his basket is like half full, and I was like, oh, I'll just throw that in with
Mm-hmm.
mine, and then I might move it to the dryer, or sometimes he'll wash, and then I'll open the washing machine because I know he didn't put it in the dryer, and I'll throw it in the dryer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hate folding clothes. I'm not gonna lie, I hate. I will let the clothes sit in the dryer for
Just
like a
pile it
week,
up.
and then I would just get what I need out of the dryer and turn it on so the wrinkles will get out. But I'm just like, can't we just get a big dryer and everything just stay in
Honestly.
there? But no, he does like he cuts the grass. I would cut the grass. I wanted to cut the grass because like I just wanted to feel like it's more, he also does things randomly, right? Like I'm like pick a day and let's be like today is the day we clean. We go outside and we cut the bushes and we pick up the weeds. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
he does it sparingly in the moment, and I'm kind of like let's plan and do it because I want to put myself in that mindset to do it as opposed to just being like, oh, we need to go pick the weeds up out of the yard, and then
Yeah.
I'll walk outside and he'll be doing it, or he'll go grab like the equipment to start like gloves and stuff to start cutting and trimming the bushes, and I'm just like, why you didn't tell me you was doing that? I'll walk outside and
Right.
he'll be doing it, and I'll be like, you can't complain about this later because
When
you
you
do
decided
it
to do
when
it.
you do it and you don't bring it up to me and say, let's choose this day to do this. Like that's kind of what I like kind of live off of structure from the perspective, like not complete structure, but a warning or like a
Mm-hmm.
calendar date of this is when we're going to do that. So I think we split things pretty now a little bit more evenly because I am more active. Like Wednesdays when he's in the office, I'm home cleaning, you know, doing like on my lunch break instead of going out and grab food, I'll just clean the house, vacuum, fold things, make sure that
Mm-hmm.
stuff is clean. So I think we're pretty good at it. If he has any warrants or feelings, I'm pretty sure when he hears this podcast, he'll be like, "So let's have a sit down and let's talk about,
Sorry to get you in hot water.
it's fine. It's fine. Life is growth, and I'm all willing to grow. I think that's one thing that I take pride in is like if I feel like I'm falling in an area, I want my significant other to tell me so I
Yeah.
can adjust. So you just don't let it build up, and then you have resentment or anger. Be like, you never do this. It's just like, well, I'm forgetful. I know my
Mhm.
flaws. So if you just
And it
remind
takes a
me,
while to build up a habit too. So it's
yeah.
like I think if you tell someone to do something or change something, it
Hmm.
takes a while before it becomes ingrained in their mind, I think.
And we're doing a lot of things together. Like when it comes to the car, like my tail light went out and I
Hmm.
noticed it. And then he just like randomly, and I was going to do it. I was going to take it
Uh-huh.
to a mechanic and get him to fix the damn lights. And then one Saturday, our Amazon package come, and I'm like, why'd you order lights? These are some big lights. And he was like, oh, it's for your car. He was like, we'll change it together. And I was like, oh, I'm all
Oh.
for that. Like if we do it together. But I didn't think that. I was just thinking, oh, I'll just go to my
Down the
mechanic
street
and
and get
tell him to
somebody to
fix
fix
it.
it.
But he was like,
Hmm.
no, I paid $5 for the light. We could just pop it out and replace it. I mean, I get it. Some men will be like, well, you should want to do that yourself anyway. But for me, I'm going to be honest. If I can push the blame on somebody else and something don't work right, and all I got to do is pay money for it, then I'm like, okay, fix my tail light. Oh, my tail light fucked up. So you need to fix it for
Hmm.
free. If I break my
Exactly.
tail light, then I got to go pay money, extra money for whatever I messed up. But
Hmm.
he's really good at like looking up things and then like, okay, let's do this together. And
Yeah.
I feel like so. Long story short, I think he does a lot of the grunt work, a lot of the grunt work and lifting, but I've
Hmm.
come into being more supportive and standing by his side, and then
Yeah.
taking the lead in some areas, like reloading the dishwasher or on my lunch
Hmm.
break taking care of things.
Yeah. And I think that's really good. And I will agree with you because before I got with Irvine, I was kind of bad like that too. Like I would leave clothes in the dryer or just pull out what I needed, or I'll have a basket just piled high at the end of my
Mm.
bed. I'm looking at it, it's looking at me getting bigger and bigger each time I wash my clothes. But I got with Armin and I remember being so nervous in the beginning because everything in his apartment was so clean. Like since he had moved to America kind of just for work, he had only brought like only work things. So he had hardly any clothes. He didn't have any cool things and no decorations basically. And
Mm.
just everything was so minimalistic, but very, very tidy, like
Mm.
dusting every Sunday kind of tidy. And I said, oh,
I
I don't
was
do that.
First of all, you know, you see my attic, and
Yeah.
my he is. I won't say he's a hoarder because I don't want to put labels on people, but let's just say we got enough tissue to make it through the next 2 years. We got
Hmm.
enough soda to last us like
A
he
lifetime.
buys in bulk. He buys in
I get
bulks.
that though. I cannot even complain about that because I like to be prepared rather than empty. But I had to fix Arvine on that because I was like, I cannot feel like I'm pressured to clean every like not every single day. Like I tidy up every day, but I don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
deep cleaning every
Yeah.
day or every other day. And I love my in-laws. I do. They'll never listen to this because it's in English, but his mom, she cleans, deep cleans two
Mm.
times a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, like down on her
Mm.
hands and knees, scrubbing the floor kind of clean, baking
Mm.
every day, doing the laundry, like sometimes twice a day. I respected their house. You could probably eat off the floor. It's so damn clean. But I told him when he got with me, I will never be like that. I just can't. I'm too damn messy. I like to leave. I come home and I just throw my bra and it ends up wherever it lands. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest about that one. So I'm like, I do clean. I pick up after myself, but I'm not gonna micromanage and focus on that every single day. So he became more relaxed with me, and we clean up together sometimes. And I just pick up things, and he'll pick up things after me. And so I think you need that balance, and you kind of have to meet people where
Mm.
they are, or
Yeah.
you give some, and you win some. So I think
I
that's
agree.
important because I know a lot of couples do butt heads about things. If you don't do it exactly right.
Oh
And I have been
God.
known to micromanage about how I want things done just a little bit,
See,
you
I don't
know.
think. See, I don't think. See, Justin doesn't micromanage.
No?
He used to micromanage a lot, and then he realized he couldn't break me. So I think he, like, some even to this day, sometimes I'll do something and I get angry because he'll like watch me do it, and then he'll come up behind me and adjust something, and I'll be like, "It's fucking fine." Like, I'm
And it
trying to think
is
of a good
fine, but it could be
example.
better. Like I know
Fuck
the way
better.
I load the dishwasher a specific way. Like I
Mm-hmm.
have to the bowls in a certain direction, and I know when he loads it because the bowls are everywhere, and he does make it fit. It's just not how I make it fit. So I do sometimes take out things and rearrange it the way I want it to be.
You know what? That's why this listen. This is an argument, right? I'm gonna say this. This is an argument because I'll do something and then he'll come up behind me and he'll do it, and I'll be like, then why the fuck you didn't do it from the get go? You wasted my time and your time, so you made me do it, and then you went behind me and did it the way you wanted it done. So you should have did it from the get go. So then I could have had free time to do something else. I get the premise
Exactly.
of like you wanted things done a certain way,
Hmm.
but like if it's not detrimental to whatever the process is or it doesn't come out right, like baking a cake, you have to bake it a certain way if you wanted to get it to taste a certain way.
Yeah.
I, this is just a metaphor. Like if it's not on that level of like it's not even going to be the same thing, then I can understand. But if it's
Hmm.
just like take out the trash, oh, I like the trash to be facing this way. I'm like them fucking trash men are turning right when they get there. Like
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure they're used to it. I guess that could make their jobs easier. I get it. But like maybe I'm in a rush that day.
Right.
So, but we do split things up. I've gotten better at
Mm-hmm.
cleaning, at doing things. But it's easy to get lazy though. When you got a
It
significant other that
is.
is very detailed, very like
Mm-hmm.
every little minute detail and everything they get done. It's just and then they love doing it when you don't love doing it. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of
Yeah.
like, so if
It
you
makes it
love it, why
hard.
don't you do it?
Because then you feel that burden. So I kind of
Yeah.
get it. Like I do find some enjoyment in cleaning, but I don't love it. I would not say I love it, but I feel better once it's done. And I think that's what a lot
Mm,
of people get. It's everything is crazy and chaos, and you don't really want to clean. And then when you do, you feel so much better, and you feel like, I can relax now. And
yeah.
there's a lot of people who feel like they can't relax until everything is clean. And I was just thinking when you were talking about the trash thing about how a lot of other women they get mad because, like their job is to take out the trash, which is usually the man's job. But when you're taking out the trash, there's a few things that go into that. You have
Mm-hmm.
to pull the trash out, take it outside,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to come back inside and put a bag in the trash can. And like I know from experience, my sister, that is something that she fights all the time about with her man. He'll take the trash out and then there'll be no bag in there. And she goes to throw something away and it hits the bottom of the can with no bag in it. You have to scoop it out.
Mm.
And that is just so frustrating. And no matter how many times she yells at him, it does not change. And I think that kind of stems a little bit from weaponizing competence. You know how to take out the trash, and you know
Yeah.
next time you go to throw it away that you're not going to have a bag in there. So you're just leaving the mess for the next person.
True, but I think you need to be able to pick your battles when it comes to like what you are nitpicky about. Like if it's really that important to
Mm-hmm.
you, then be nitpicky. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I I tell this to my partner all the time. If we can avoid conflict,
Mm-hmm.
let's just avoid it. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
say, "Oh, clean up after me." I'm saying like I don't know. For trash, for example, if so, I take out the trash sometimes. Well, not
Mm-hmm.
all the time, but sometimes I'll put it in. So this is the thing. I don't. I'm bad at remembering when things are due. So the trash.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird here. We're in Greensboro. The trash comes and picks up like Wednesday, and then I think it's like Mondays, Wednesdays, but then it's like different days for different cans because there's like the
Mm-hmm.
recycling, and then there's like
Yeah.
just the leaves, and then there's the trash, and I'm like, just take my trash. Like and so I'll put the trash in the containers. He'll just roll them out to the end of the street.
Yeah.
So usually that's how it works. So like I'm just like I'm not gonna. And he doesn't argue about well you need to take them to the street. It's just kind of like okay well you at least put the trash in there. You replace the
Yeah.
trash bag in the container. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll just roll it out to the street. You know.
And yeah, and like I definitely get not picking a fight because if you don't have to, why do it? Like it could be just such a simple thing. All you have to do is get the bag and put it back in. But I kind of get where women get fed up, especially I'm going to use women and men normal gender terms because it's mostly heterosexual relationships that are having these major issues. It's okay, I could just put the bag in, but then I have to go pick up your clothes off the floor. And then I have to do your laundry. And then I have to make your lunch. And then I have to make the kids' lunch. And I have to do things picking up behind them. And they don't want their partner to feel like a child. Like, I don't want to feel like your mom. You're not going to be my second, third, or how many of your children you have. You're not going to be my extra child. And so I think in a relationship, and it's so easy kind of for us when we're in childless relationships where we're just it's you or the other person. That's the only people that did things in your home. And you kind of know it's if I didn't do it, you did
Mm-hmm.
that. And so it's easier to place blame. But when you have kids and this chaos of life and all that happening, it's like, okay, I need some support. I can't do
Mm-hmm.
everything by myself. I need a helping partner.
No, I will say this, and this is in relation to what you were just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're at a pivotal point when it comes to, and I don't want to say evolution because I don't think it's an evolution. I think it's just a social construct of like who does what in a relationship. And this
Yeah.
goes down to whether it's a man, a hetero relationship, or a gay relationship. This goes down to just man, woman, who does what. I think I think we need to accept the fact that as human beings we evolve. And those
Mm-hmm.
roles, like a man does this and a woman does this, was great for back in the day when we were, in my opinion, Neanderthals and idiots, and we just wanted roles to make things make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we as humanity in general is getting to a point where we're realizing that those things don't matter as long as two people can come together and coexist. No role
Mm-hmm.
belongs to no gender, belongs to no nothing.
No.
But there are some people that are so scared of change, but this is throughout human history. We're so afraid of change and moving from one understanding to a broader understanding that it makes people feel
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable. And it's just like we're so confined by what we're defined as man,
Yeah.
woman, masculine, feminine that people are just like, well, we wouldn't know. It's the same thing that we talked about last episode about
Mm-hmm.
morals and religion. Like people would
Right.
just do what's necessary for their relationship to work, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
taking out the trash or washing dishes. It doesn't have to be a man does this and a woman does that. But people are still kicking against the grain because they need definition to help them understand when it should just be as simple as you do this, I do that, we split this, we do that. You see it now where a lot of women make more money than men or they're the breadwinners.
Exactly.
If the economy is at a place now where a woman needs to work to help pay all the bills, they don't expect her to also come home, clean the house, have your food ready, take out the, take care of the kids. Like you do realize all you're doing is working a 9 to 5, coming home, but you want her to work and then turn around and
Come
provide
home,
everything
clean,
else.
take care of the kids. Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of unrest or just unhappiness with the
Mm-hmm.
situation and the social norms comes from with women because they're like, I can go to work and do this 9 to 5 job that men always talked about women couldn't do and didn't do and
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah, blah. I'm bringing home money. And then you expect me to still come home and handle everything. And women are getting fed up and tired. And there's like a really big, um, there's been kind of more divorces. I don't know, more mass. A lot of women are leaving because they're unhappy in their relationships. I think I just saw an article about the older generation, 50 and up. They're having a lot more divorces. Women are filing from men because they don't want to take on that load anymore. It's not benefiting them. It's actually detrimental to them in their health. Women are more likely to die prematurely from all the stress of taking care of a man. And men who are married actually live longer than any other demographic of men because
Mm-hmm.
they're taken care of.
Yeah.
So they have somebody washing their clothes, cooking their meals, going shopping for them. And this has, I know in South Korea, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
or in Korea in general,
It's South
they had
Korea.
this, yeah, South Korea, they had this movement called the 4B movement. And they say it's like radical feminists, but these women are no longer agreeing to be in heterosexual relationships or dating. They do not want to interact with men basically in any romantic sexual way because their rights are getting stripped away, kind of like what's happening in America. And they realize they're not getting the benefits that they thought they would from these relationships. And they said they're eliminating the risk that comes with being in that heterosexual relationship because we still have people doing, we still have marital rape and just rape, period.
Mm-hmm.
And just all of this stuff that comes with being with men that take a toll on us as women.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, me and Justin was watching this TV show called Desperate Housewives, and this
Mm-hmm.
ties into what you're saying. This woman named Lynette, she's on the show. Her husband, he owned a pizza business. It
Mm-hmm.
went through a recession or whatever. He lost the job. He lost the company, so she had to go back to work, and he stayed at home. And I don't know if it's my old school upbringing, but he was just a whiny bitch. Like she was working and all
Mm-hmm.
he could complain about was, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I just stay at home and take care of the kids. And she was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm working. I work in this corporate job. I don't come home till late. And
Right.
his remedy was he found a book that told them they should have sex every night.
Oh,
Every night,
that is,
right?
that
And
was
one
definitely
night,
a book written by a man.
mm-hmm, and she came home one night dead tired. She laid on the bed. She was asleep, and he came in the room. we got to do it. We got to do it. And she was like, I'm tired. Can we just do it twice tomorrow? Trying to compromise. Like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired tonight. We could just do it twice tomorrow. So he proceeds to start kissing on her. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is going to turn into one of those rape scenes. And I was like, I wonder
Mm-hmm.
how many times, because I don't know how rape works. And like, I just know it's just when you don't consent, whether you're married
Mm-hmm.
or not. But back in the day, back in the early time, it was just considered, well, it's not rape. You're his wife.
Yeah,
He's entitled to
that's
your
what you're supposed to
body.
do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I just felt really uncomfortable watching that scene because I was just kind of like, wow, he's still like making advancements and kissing on her and touching
Mm-hmm.
her places. He didn't go through with it. He stopped after he realized she started snoring. But
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of like, man, that must really suck. Like you you have to be careful when you're in a relationship with someone, and you need to be able to, that's why communication is important, so where they are mentally, because you
Mm-hmm.
can see where they are physically. Oh, you're working, you're coming home, but like you need to
Right.
know where your partner is mentally so you can match that
Mm-hmm.
energy, or how to
Exactly.
address them in scenarios where you can be supportive. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't do that. They just think, well, what can I get? What do I want? Me, 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 me,
Mm-hmm.
me. And
Me,
I'm just
me,
like,
me.
your wife is working. She's the provider. You sit at home and take care of the kids. I'm not trying to say that's not a job, but you chose
No,
that.
because it is.
You chose to do that. But like, you got a lot of free time, because he was like, oh, because the kids were like 12, 13, and 8. So they were
Mm-hmm.
kind of
They're in
taking care of
school.
themselves. Yeah, they're in school. They're taking care of themselves. He was like, well, I just sit at home and I don't do anything. I've been waiting for you to come home and I'm bored. And I was like, well, find something to do.
Exactly. Entertain your children. And I think a lot of men in that situation, they say, I'm babysitting my kids. No, you're taking care of the children that you helped put on this earth. And it's like when mom has that, like when men see mom sometimes, they're like, all she does is just sit at home and do nothing. And that just being with children all day takes a mental toll on you. I know from just
Mm-hmm.
working in a classroom, like I'm with multiple kids, you get drained so quickly. It's like, how many times can I listen to Baby Shark before I snap? And I am praising the single mom slash also the stay at home moms. It is so much work, time, and effort. It really does drain you. So I'm not looking forward to that aspect if I do
Mm-hmm.
have children.
Me,
But
no, I was gonna say I'm from North Carolina. I mean, you
mhm,
know this, and we're very southern here, so there's a lot of families where like the wives take on a lot of the brunt work with the kids, and the husband just works and comes home, and his job is just to come in, check on the kids, speak with them, and then,
and pay the bills. That's it.
yeah, pay the bills. Well, I had this one friend. I'm not gonna say their name. They're in a relationship. We're not even friends anymore because, anyway, um, they anyway, they I would stop by sometime and see the wife and kids. The husband was always out
Hmm.
working. And I stopped and I saw and I would go see her often. And they had like chickens and cows, and they basically
Oh
started a
wow.
whole farm to be self sufficient. But she was doing all of it. He was just working. So not only was she taking care of the kids and cleaning the house, and she was homeschooling the kids,
Oh
she was
wow.
also taking care of the cows and the chickens and making sure the house was together for when he come home and
Hmm.
the food was ready.
Should be a super mom.
And I'm like, you the fucking bread. Like he bringing home the money, but you keeping the house in order.
Hmm.
But what I want to say was, when I would see her and I would go see her, I did not envy her. She looked tired.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
looked broke down. She looked drained. And
Yeah. I
I'm
was gonna say that sounds like a draining
yeah,
situation.
she did not
Oof.
look happy at all. And a lot of times I'm like, well, why don't you send him to school? Or our beliefs. Yeah, beliefs. First of all, you got people in these schools that get doctors and masters, or they get degrees
Hmm.
in teaching math and English and social studies and all of these other things in history. Why do you think you are more qualified when you don't
Hmm.
really have to be? If you want to do it,
Yeah.
fine, but it's a curriculum. And uh, I'm speaking from perspective. No, I'm
Yeah.
not
You're
raised. I'm
going. You're
not.
going left, but I
Yeah,
get that though.
I'm not doing that. That's too much
I
work to put on one person.
Yeah, I don't want to. I didn't even like school when I had to do it. I do not want to have to be the teacher in the school. I can't do that. And I think I would get real frustrated.
And I also feel like and I'm not. I'm not educated in this area. This is my personal beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if it wasn't for public schools or me interacting with other kids, if I was just homeschooled, you miss a lot of, in my opinion, things that you need to
Mm-hmm.
experience. One, I hate to say it, but being bullied, making friends, learning how to talk to other kids
Mm-hmm.
that's your
That social
age.
interaction is
Yeah.
super important
To
for
take that away
developmental
from your
growth.
kid and then like just homeschool them their entire lives and
Mm-hmm.
then they get into the real world and they don't know how to really interact with people
Mm-hmm.
like in a setting by themselves because you might take them to parties or they might have friends outside, of being
Yeah.
homeschooled. But it's not the same as walking into a classroom where you know nobody and you have to make friends on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
anyway,
yeah,
we got off topic. I do apologize.
he went
Let's
left.
let's go let's go
Let's go
back.
back right.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so yeah, but it's just the whole mental load. Like I'm sure your friend or ex-friend, I'm sure she had to do a lot to
Mm-hmm.
maintain that life. It's not just the actual physical activity of doing something. It's not just physically taking the dishes or physically going to cook the dinner. There's so much mental stuff that goes into it. Like I know when I'm at home and I have a lot of things to do, I'm like, okay, first I need to go and start the laundry, and then I need to go and sweep the floors, and then I need to go and start cutting up the vegetables, and then I have them prepped for dinner, and then I also have to like, okay, we're out of milk and bread and cheese and stuff, and so then I have to go to the store and go buy those things and come home, and then I can make dinner and da da da. There's so much stuff that's going on through your mind, and I feel like that's where women also at the end of the day why we're not like turned on because we have so much
Mm-hmm.
stuff to do. We like our mind is always going, so it takes a while for our minds to shut off. Slash, it's really hard to actually make your mind just stop and go silent. And I think that also is just weighing on the women.
But also, if you think about it, when it comes to sex, and I'm not in a hetero relationship, but I've
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of I had a lot of hetero female cis women friends who have like when I was in college, I had a lot of female friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they would always talk about sex with their boyfriends, and they would be like, "I've come one time
Oh,
in our entire relationship." And I've heard women talk about like their man might not know how to get them off. They just focus
mm-hmm.
more on their pleasure than they do the
Right.
female's pleasure. So
Mm-hmm.
like if you know when you work that long day and you're tired and you dealt with the kids and you clean the house and then he can't even hit the spot he's supposed to be hitting,
That's gonna
ooh,
send anybody over the edge.
yeah, I think I'd be like, listen, I'm going lesbian. At least they know how to
Exactly.
find my
Or
on
you
and
have
off
your
switch.
trusty dusty vibrator in the drawer. Like, come on. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, the I think men need to pick it up because if they don't get with the program soon, these women are like, why do I need a man for? We now
Mm-hmm.
got battery powered toys that can get me there every single time. When I'm alone, I can get everything done that I need to be done, and I don't have to worry about some doing someone else's work and no one helping me. And I think this is causing, the great divorce era
Mm-hmm.
and the great breakups. Like a lot of women are just like, I'm done dating because it's terrible out here. You get a man, he's going to cheat on you, or he's going to just tear you down
Mm-hmm.
and just everything. And then they stand there and they're like, why are we lonely? Men are so sad and depressed now. And mental health is very important,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't say you're lonely and then when you get into a relationship, you do everything in your power to make your woman feel lonely and isolated and alone.
No,
Like,
I agree.
yeah, and I think it's coming back to the masculinity slash toxic masculinity. Men are like, I'm a man. I don't need to iron. I'm a man. I don't even know how to cook. I don't need to do all of these things that women do. I don't need to know how to change a diaper or make a doctor's appointment for my kid. And all I can think about is those videos of, I don't know if you've seen them, like people going on the street asking people questions, and they've gone
I've
up to a
seen
bunch of
those.
dads. Yeah, like they go up to the dad and say, hey, when's your kid's birthday? And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I don't know. What's your kid's teacher's name? Your kid's best friend's name? What's
Mm-hmm.
their favorite food? And these men are just like, "Mm." And same when they ask them about their wives. These men, they could tell you every single stat from this football team from 10,000 years ago. I'm just over exaggerating because I know nothing about sports. But then they say they don't know their wife's favorite food, something that they're allergic to.
Yeah.
Like, what? You can hold the knowledge. Men have the capacity to be able to do these things, but they choose not to.
What my question about all of this is like it's so funny to me about just the heterosexual relationship
Mm-hmm.
because there's this big divide: the divorce, women not feeling
Mm-hmm.
happy, men feeling that masculinity is at risk. But like from the male's perspective, right? You claim that you're straight. You claim you
Mm-hmm.
love women. Do you truly love women, or do you just like having sex with them? Because
Oh, ring, ding, ding.
I mean, I'm just saying, like you don't really seem to care about their deep, the depth of what they are and what you can get from them. You just care about having sex with them. They produce your kids and they take care of the household. And I'm not saying it's all men,
Yeah.
but that seems to be the stigma in America right now, where it's just like, well, men are wearing dresses and painting their nails, and I'm just like, what about expression bothers you so much? You know,
Exactly. Why are
you
you
don't
so offended
you're
by that?
so worried about a man painting his nails or a man being gay or women deciding they don't want to be with men, but like what are you doing to make them feel like they're safe, they're happy, you care about them, other than
Mm-hmm.
just trying to have sex with them and then make them reproduce your offspring? Like are you actually, on the street answering these questions, telling what their favorite color is, getting what they want?
Mm-hmm.
You just seem to are you really straight? That's my thing. Like if you truly are straight and you really love women, then you love all aspects of women, not just what they
Exactly.
can do to please you or give you offspring. You should care about them on a more deeper level. And I'm not saying there aren't any men out there that are doing that.
Of course. I mean,
If
I
it
think I'm
applies to you, then think
exactly.
about it. If it don't apply to you, ignore it and move on. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
don't get.
Offended
Men get
by
so offended
being
by
called
things.
out.
Yeah, you get offended by calling things, but if you know things don't apply to you, then just like it should be like water off a duck back. It should just, oh well, that doesn't apply to me. It's like when people say, oh,
Mm-hmm.
all black people like
Fried chicken
watermelon.
or watermelon.
I hate watermelon. I
Me
don't get
too.
mad because I don't think about it. They be like, oh, all black
Same.
people like watermelon, and I just be like, that don't apply to me. That ain't
Mm-mm.
me.
That ain't me.
Now I love me some grape soda and some orange soda, but
That's true.
watermelon, that's not my thing.
Mm-mm.
So if someone says something and says, oh, this is this, and it don't apply to you, I see people get butt hurt, and it's just like, get over your ego. If you're straight and you really love women, love all aspects of women, not just what's in
Yeah.
between their legs or how big their breast is or how big of a
Mm-hmm.
butt they got, because that's just based off of sexual attraction. That's not
Exactly.
anything
And
deep.
if you really loved that woman or women in general, you would do everything you could to help take some of that load off of them because that's
Yeah.
what you do when you're in a healthy, non-toxic, stable relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be their help, not their hurt. You shouldn't be that
Mm-hmm.
that burden in their life. You should be a help. So you hit the nail on the head. It really is like men really want to just have sex with women. They don't really love them or want to participate in it
Because they'll know more
in
about
a
their buddies.
relationship.
They'll know more about their male
Exactly.
buddies, hanging out with their male buddies, doing things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you truly straight and you really love women and you love your wife and you attracted to her, you can have friends. That's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. But I'm just saying, if this person is your everything and you love them and you want to marry them and have kids with them, then you should know things about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my dad knows how to make my mom smile all the time, and it irritates me because I see it all the time. But it is what it is, and I get it. No relationship is perfect, but you should want to make sure your significant other is happy in all areas, and I feel like that's why that B4. What did you? Is it B4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Or 4B.
4B. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
that 4B movement is happening, and to be fair, if I was a woman, I'd probably be lesbian because I'd be like, it's too much. Like,
Yeah, it's a
you
lot.
know,
At least with a woman, she's gonna at least keep things in a
yeah.
certain amount of tidiness, and
But then lesbians get divorces too, so it's not
that
like
is true. Yeah.
you
They
know,
got some other issues going on
yeah,
in that demographic.
they issues. They just move too damn fast, in my opinion. They need to slow
It
the hell
is.
down. But I mean,
Hmm.
I
You
can't
know the
speak on their
U-Haul jokes.
relationships because I'm not lesbian.
And there you go. That's another stereotype. They have their U-Haul by the first date.
No comment.
But
But
yeah, so
yeah.
I think that all of this just goes to say, like, men out here, if you're listening, just take notice of the women in your life and their needs and their, just do anything you can to help them.
Hmm.
Try to take some of that load off of them. See a woman struggling, say, actually, don't say, how can I help? You see what she's doing. You can have your eyes and look around and see what needs to be done and do those things. Don't ask her, what can I do? You have eyes. You live
Yeah.
in this home. You know what to do.
This is true. And you could also just communicate. Like a lot of people don't really just ask, how are you?
Yeah.
Not like what do you need, but like how are you? Like if you
Mm-hmm.
I challenge people, if you go home and your significant other, you can tell they're going through something. Don't be like, what's wrong? Just say, what do you want to do right now? What what can we do to like, or if you know what they want to do, then just do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what makes them happy. I will say this, and I'm not gonna go off to the right again. I will say that recently I went to go visit one of my friends, and he's my best friend, my goddaughter's father,
Mm-hmm.
and his wife. They just got married. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Um, they went. They was like, "Oh, we're gonna go salsa dancing," and I was
Ooh,
like, "Oh,
that's
salsa dancing."
romantic.
Yeah, I know, and I love dancing. So
Uh-huh.
I went with them. Of course, I'm always the third wheel. I've always been the third wheel in their relationship, and I felt like I was like in this Hispanic movie because I walked into this area. Is this
Mm-hmm.
so? It's a it was a bar, but they teach for an hour salsa dancing for free.
Mm-hmm.
This Hispanic couple, and they teach people to do salsa dancing. So I got there and I sit down, and they're sitting down. I was like, "Why aren't y'all dancing? There are people on the floor dancing. Why don't you dance?" And it was like, well, we just started a few weeks ago, and we only know one song, so we're waiting for the song to come on. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Like they're not confident enough to dance to any song, so they're
Yeah.
looking for their particular song. And the song came on, and they went on the dance floor, and like the way they looked at each other,
Mm-hmm.
like just the swaying of the hips and then the music playing, and then they was like having conversation with their eyes, and like you could see the love.
I
And
mean,
I think
salsa dancing is very
yeah,
romantic,
it
I can
is.
say.
And I thought about my relationship, and I was like, that's kind of what I want. Like I want
Mm.
us to step out and do different things,
Y'all
not
should
just
do that.
routine.
They have classes and stuff. I would I would pay a lot of money to try to force her me to do that. He will not.
I want to do it. I think I'm gonna
I
just
don't think
sign
you would do
up.
it. Do
I don't.
it. And just drag him, say, we're gonna go out to eat. And then you show up at the class. And then you go out to eat after. Because you gotta feed the
Yeah,
beast after.
but I thought it was really sweet just watching them
Yeah.
interact, and I think that's what
And
people need to do in their relationships, men and women.
yes.
Don't get you. It's easy to get caught up in routine and just trying to find peace, but sometimes you have to make time to be like, listen, let's do something different.
Yeah.
You
And I
know?
think a woman, if your woman is mad at you and you say, oh, I signed us up for a dance class, I think she'll forget about the trash and the laundry not being done that day. She'll be so excited that you took initiative and
Mm-hmm.
said, hey, this is something I want to do with you, to spend time with you, and a way to connect and get close and have that intimacy. It's not sex intimacy. This is
Yeah.
emotional intimacy and, doing things that they would want to do, slash just a new thing, a couple thing. And
Yeah.
who knows, you might end up loving it. I've seen some couples, they start it and they're nervous and bad at it. And then a year
Mm-hmm.
later, they're professionals, basically.
I mean, once you find something that you can connect with someone on,
Hmm.
and not just sex,
Yeah.
then it becomes magical and lightning.
Hmm.
It's like a reset button for the relationship, dare I
Yeah.
say. You find something new that you like together, and you're just like infatuated, and you get that first, like, the heart stopper vibe, like when
Hmm.
Charlie was like obsessed with Nick, and then he like, he always had these things in his head where he would imagine Nick saying, take me out, I love you, I'm gay
Exactly.
too. But it didn't happen. But then it slowly, built, and
Mhm. It
then you
became a
saw it. Yeah,
reality.
it became a
Yeah.
reality. And that's what you need to do. You need to fantasize about it and then make it a reality.
Yep. There you go. Well, I don't know. I don't have too much more to say on this topic. I think
Okay.
I've said everything. I want men to take notice and give your woman some love. And even men out there, if you're gay men listening, give your man some love. Men need love too.
That's true.
Or maybe
Affection.
what are those rappers guys said that were thugs need love, something like
Oh my
that.
God. I agree. Relationships require work and love and attention. And I think the good thing, an important thing, I will say, is knowing what your partner's love language is.
Hmm.
You know, I love affection. I like being touched. Rub my head, not in a way where you mess up my hair, but like rub my head, massage my shoulders. I feel, show me affection, and then I'm just like, oh,
Hmm.
what do you want? $100, $1,000? You want me to take you
Hmm.
out to dinner? Do you want to stay? You know, like there are things that when someone values their love language, whether it's affection or words of affirmation, that can build your relationship, and you should strive. Like if you truly love your significant other and you want them to be happy, you don't compromise on their happiness. You make sure that they experience it and they have it, and that they get it from you first of all, because
Yeah.
men will go out and find it from somebody else, and sometimes women too.
Hmm.
But you're right. I agree with everything you said, and that was my closing statement on that topic of just like, you know, if you straight and you don't want to lose your wife, you want her to be happy, maybe you know, try putting her happiness first.
Hmm.
And if you're really straight, then you need to know all those details about her: favorite
Hmm.
color, where she live, and not just what's in between her legs or behind her back or on her chest.
Lord, yeah. All of that explicit stuff.
Okay, sorry, too much information.
But no,
I've been drinking, so I'm fine.
I get it. So, but yeah, just take notice and make change.
All right, closing. That's your closing statement. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you guys for listening. We are always grateful, and we'll be back with another podcast next week, and we will be
Yes.
consistent from now on. Well,
That
thank
is
you
the
for
hope.
listening. Oh, that's a hope that nobody cuts their finger or anything. But thank you guys for listening, and have a lovely, lovely October Halloween. If you don't hear from us by then, oh,
Hmm.
we need to do an episode where we actually dress up.
Oh yeah, we can
Oh
have
yeah.
costumes and everything.
We can talk about our favorite scary movies, whether we believe
Uh
ghosts
huh.
exist, all that
Oh
crazy
yeah,
stuff.
we'll leave all the romance stuff
Okay.
behind.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Bye.
Bye.